Last time I did a question which I couldn't solve at that moment, but turns out it was very nice. And here's what I've done. So the question is: two circles are having centers a comma 0 and minus a comma 0, and radii b and c respectively. And a is bigger than b is bigger than c, which means they are not touching each other. Then the points of contact of the common tangents to the circles lie on. So they are asking for the locus of those points of contact, which are a1 b1 a2 b2. Yeah. And turns out that locus is going to be like two circles, one where you have a squared plus bc as the radius square, and the other one where you have a squared minus bc as the radius square. And I've drawn these two cases, and the first one has the radius a squared plus bc, and the second one has the radius a squared minus bc. So this is a picture for the first case. You have o1 o2 as the centers, then there's this origin which I've called m, and then you have all these other points, important ones. And the first thing we do is we go for the similarity relation. So that thing is am upon pm equal to a1 o1 upon po1, which is equal to a2 o2 upon po1. Oh, it's po2 over there, so this should be po2, right? But you got it right. Okay, and next we can go for this equation: pm equal to po1 plus po2 upon 2. So basically pm is po1 plus a and po2 minus a, and that's why this is true. After that, using these two equations, we can get this equation: am equal to a1 o1 plus a2 o2 upon 2, which is going to be equal to c plus b upon 2, where a1 o1 is like c and a2 o2 is b. So that is b plus c upon 2. And next, due to the two right angles in a1cma, which is this trapezium over here, we can say a1a squared plus am minus a1c squared equal to o1m squared. Now why is that true? So am minus ac minus a1 is a1c, yeah, that's going to be this length. So if I draw this perpendicular, this length, that's going to be this bracket am minus a1c, and this length is going to be exactly the same thing as a1a. So that's why we have this a1a over here, and this length is like this hypotenuse is in fact o1m, so that's why we have o1m. So that thing is going to tell us a1a squared is a squared minus b plus c upon 2 minus c complete squared, and after solving that we will get a squared minus 1/4 of b minus c squared. Next, using this value we can find a1m squared. So this is m, this is a1, so we need to find this distance, which we can find using the Pythagoras theorem applied in this triangle. So using the Pythagoras theorem, we can say a1m squared is a1a squared plus am squared. So inputting all those values and doing everything, we get a squared plus bc. That is the value of a1m squared, and over here m will be the center of the circle, which is going to be circumscribing a1 b1 and a2 b2. Why is that? Because perpendicular bisector of a1 a2 and b1 b2 intersect over there, and that can be done very easily using common logic or similarity, whatever. So yeah, that's why. And we also got the radius, right? Because a1m is in fact the radius now, as m is the center. So this equation x squared plus y squared equal to a squared plus bc, that is the equation for the circle circumscribing a1 a2 b1 b2 for this case. Then we have this case. So here I've defined these angles, this angle theta. So I've defined this angle to be theta, and after doing a bit of angle chasing, you can see that this is also going to be theta. And then after doing all this algebra, you should get x squared plus y squared equal to a squared minus bc as the circle. So why is m the center over here? Once again, here that thing wasn't very clear to me, but one thing was very clear, that a1m is the same thing as a2m, and that's why it should be the center. There's no special reason why it is the center. It just is, right? So here's the proof: a2y equal to b sine theta, right? Let's look at this triangle. A to y is b sine theta because this thing is a 90-degree over here. This is a perpendicular A to y. And A to, okay, O to y, that thing is b cosine theta. Then from that we can say my equal to a minus b cosine theta because mo2 is a. Yeah, that's easy. And similarly we can say mx equal to a minus c cosine theta and a1x equal to c sine theta, and using these lengths we can basically find the coordinates of a1 and a2, and we can also find the lengths a1m and a2m. And after that we need to eliminate the variable theta because we want everything in terms of a, c and b. So how do we eliminate theta? We use the fact that o1 o2, that thing should be 2a, and o1 o2 can be written as o1p plus po2, and o1p is just c upon cosine theta and po2 is just b upon cosine theta, and that thing is 2a. So from that we get cosine theta equal to b plus c upon 2a, and inputting that value of cosine theta into a2m and a1m, we get that those two values are actually equal. So a1m is equal to a2m, and that is equal to square root of a squared minus bc, and this is also the radius. So from that it is very easy to find the equation of the circle circumscribing a1, b1, b2 and a2, that quadrilateral. So x squared plus y squared equal to a squared minus bc, that's the circle which we are looking for. So one equation was x squared plus y squared equal to a squared plus bc, and one is a squared minus bc, and that's why option A is correct. Okay, I will see you in the next one.